Oh, big country here, big country survival. I have a dog here that decided when I started fooling around with the old computer, it was a good time for her to come over and be a pest. I did not schedule this live stream, but we're going to see who's going to join me, who's going to be on here, and we're going to kind of talk a little bit, I reckon. Tonight, I am drinking um, a delicious Pilsner from some of my recent travels. It is the West Side Brewing Company, um, brewed in Cincinnati, Ohio. Um, I was not in Cincinnati, Ohio. However, I was close to it. I see one person on the chat or one person watching. If you are chatting, it has not showed up yet. But anyhow, let's see. So we're going to kind of go over the weekend. I've been in, I've been I've been somewhat off grid uh, here lately. As far as I haven't really been on YouTube. Um, I haven't been creating anything. I needed some time. Me and the family, we were out of town. Time to decompress. Um, and let's see. Here's the deal. Right now, if you are doing all the things that you should be doing, you are working on debt, you're prepping, all of these things. If you're doing everything you need to do, and you can, and you want to, I'm not going to say don't take a vacation. Be smart about it, but take a little break. I know my family needed it. We needed to get away, uh, and I mean, we did. We needed to get out of here, and I needed to take a break from the news. I haven't been on the news or watching the news up until I've been back for a day or two, but and I've been working, but I needed to get away and to turn off for a little bit. Now, what did we decide to do? We had this plan a while back. We were originally planning, and my in-laws were wanting to take everybody to one thing, but that got canceled because of the coronavirus. So we said, well, I've got all this time off from work scheduled already. We might as well figure out something to do with it. So we said, well, we'll just take some time, and we'll, well, why don't we just drive on down and see the Ark in Kentucky? So, well, okay, well, yeah, let's try that. Oh, excuse me. So we made those plans and said, okay, let's do that. And we did some other stuff. We went down, saw the Creation Museum, did some other things. I'm not going to go into the whole big deal, but was going to try and meet up with Guns Coast to Coast, and it just really didn't. It just our schedules didn't line up, and it kind of stinks. But hey, you're ever over in my neck of the woods, you're welcome to swing by. Uh, we'll swing by for a cup of coffee, or we'll go to a tavern and get a get a beer or something like that, what have you. But why do I say take a vacation? And why do I say take a break? Um, well, other than the fact that I feel like a new man, I'm ready to get at it. I got some time to, it was my parents and well, it was me and my wife, and then my parents come along, and I mean, we all stayed in, it wasn't like we were breathing down each other's throats. We all drove separate. We all did our own thing. We met up here and there, and it wasn't like we were all going on a family vacation, but we went to certain things together. But if one group of us wanted to go do one thing, and the others do the other, it's no big deal. So I had several family members who were all there. And I say take a break because I don't think you're going to have that option next summer. If you're going to take a summer break, I would take it now. I really do, and I really think so because I don't think this House of Cards is going to stay standing for that much longer. No, excuse me. But I could be wrong, and I hope I am. But I think if you want to take one and you're getting everything else done that you need to do, now's the time to do it. For anyone who's, well, there's all one individual. Hello. But this is a West Side Brewing Company out of Cincinnati, Ohio. It's a Pilsner. I do that whenever I go places. If they have a local brewing company, like I said, I wasn't in Cincinnati. I wouldn't have went over the weekend if I had been staying in Cincinnati because of protests that were scheduled in Cincinnati, which they did happen, but to my knowledge, they were all relatively peaceful. And then there was a big deal down there in Louisville, Kentucky, we were in Kentucky, but we were not anywhere near Louisville. And again, we wouldn't have been there if we'd have been close. We assessed the risk and said, you know what, it's probably going to be okay. We're going to go loaded for bear because that's what we do anyway. But go loaded for bear, and make sure legally, right? I have to say that we were legally armed. But Excuse me. Um, but we just need the chance to get away. I'm gonna say I would recommend going to that arc there to anybody. Um, let me see if I can get. Yeah, that might work. All right. There we go. All right. Um, I'd recommend going going there. And I'd recommend going to the Creation Museum as well. Um, but I would recommend going to the Creation Museum first. And then I'm going to tell you why. They were both awesome and they were both informative. Um, but going to the Ark first, the scale of the Ark encounter was so grand, so huge, that after seeing that, the museum was somewhat underwhelming. Not that one was any less, but just the scale that the Ark was on was huge. And having seen that, the Creation Museum was small potatoes compared to, um, like I said, both were different, both were very informative, um, and that is something that I do think, um, and I try to do on any trip. I try to do things that are informative, something that is beneficial, as well as get a chance to get away. But and so now I've been back, and now I'm back at it. We're gonna get back. We're back on the grindstone. Um, but I would have to say, what was the word? Um, Sorry, folks. I'm having a bit of a brain fart here. Um, it is going good, Jim. Um, we are talking about my trip. I just took a trip here recently. Um, Took a little bit of a kind of a vacation, I guess you would say, and I needed it. The family needed it. We were safe about it. We were down in Kentucky, and here's something I was going to talk about. Kentucky has a mask ordinance, which we're drinking. This is from my journey. This is brewed in Cincinnati. It's not bad, um, but we we were keeping a good eye out on all the protests that were going over on that weekend. We were ready to react if need be, but we were also staying clear of the real hot spots. Um, we were staying out of Cincinnati, and we weren't near Louisville. And those were the big ones. So it would have had to have gotten really crazy for it to have hit us. Um, but wherever I go, I try the local brews. If I go somewhere to some area and I see they have a locally brewed beer, then I like to try it out, get a 6 pack, and just see what it's all about. I mean, I did that when I was in the Navy. Every country I went to, if they made a beer, I got it. And sometimes I tried way more of it than I should. But um, yes, I did. I went to the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum, and they were both phenomenal. Um, I did some other stuff while I was down there, but something about the Ark. All right, so we get there. We went to the Ark. First thing we did, and we got there at like 1 o'clock, which was when they opened up at the time that day. Um, and so everyone's waiting in line, and most people have their masks on. Yeah, most people have their masks on, and then they get you on this bus. Once you make it through the tickets, they get you on this bus, and then so some people had their masks on in the bus, some didn't. No big deal. As soon as everyone gets off the bus, my mask is off because what the ordinance said, if you can't social distance, then which the mask debate, that's something. But and they had a sign there that says, in compliance with this, anybody who cannot feasibly social distance 6 feet, please wear a mask. And I said, well, there's plenty of space around here. If someone gets closer than 6 feet from me, it's their own problem. So I took my mask off. Like once we got off the bus, I said, heck with it. If you can't, if you want to get that close to me, then you go ahead. And it was funny as you go up the Ark. There's like 3 different floors to the Ark, and progressively as you go up, the masks started being fewer and fewer and fewer, and everyone's just like looking around like, nah, okay, well, I guess we're not doing that. Now, some of the places that I was at, your more yuppie, mall-y kind of areas, I guess you'd say. Some of those places that I was there at, the masks were a big thing, but at the Creation Museum and the Ark, they were worn by some, but they weren't, real harping on it. And actually, it was kind of interesting. They were a lot more. A lot of the places that I was at, anyway, were a lot more laissez-faire on the whole mask deal. And you could just tell that the people in the area are just sick of this crap. And you could just tell that they were. Some people weren't. Some people were scared and all of that. but most of the people that I saw, they were just done. But yeah, like I said, I was me and Guns Coast, excuse me, Guns Coast to Coast. We're planning on we're excuse me. I honestly I started developing a cough when I started having to wear masks, and that's the truth because my employer requires masks. And then I've been places around here recently that require masks. Um, I'm not. I'm not liking it. But it has subsided. Oh, it has subsided some, but it's still there. Um, what else can you do? But so I thought it was kind of amusing in Louisville how the NFAC or whatever, the Not Effing Around Coalition or whatever crap they're calling themselves now. Um, well, one of their guys accidentally shot like three of their guys. Um, Sent them all to the hospital. Um, I did, they didn't get killed, but I thought it was little bit amusing. Just as you're gonna try and show up and threaten people and do whatever it is that you're doing, make it so people can't enjoy their life. Um, and you're a hate group, that just plain and simple, you're a hate group. Um, you're not marching for racial justice or any of that other bull crap. You're marching because you hate. I mean, you're a group like that, and yeah, it's a mess, folks. And I was glad to somewhat be away from it for a little bit. Um, yeah. Oh yes, they had some of the best marksmanship. It was tremendous. The best. All of the words, all of the marksmanship. It was tremendous. Um, and and Mexico paid for it. So yeah, um, they're a mess. The world's a mess. Um, yeah, no. I flipped a wrench for 4 years for the military, old, U.S. of A government. I'm a better shot than these guys. Um, I have more firearms training than I would say 90% of those guys did. So, but like I said, when I'm finding out about most of this after the fact, I heard about the shooting because I read the, oh boy. No military bearing. Yeah, it's like, man, at least the Black Panthers, what I've seen of the Black Panthers, at least they could march in a formation. Oh, but there's a bunch of people out there wanting to cause some hate and discontent. And I think, personally, a lot of it has to do with this whole pedophile ring. And I think this is trying to distract away from the fact that all of these people in high places have ties to these pedophiles. And I think that some light is going to get shown. I pray that the light will be shown and the cockroaches are going to get smushed. I really do. Um, oh, yeah. But yeah, the basic marching formations. Yeah, you kind of learn that in boot camp. I learned it in high school. I was in junior ROTC. So, yeah, there is the missus is on the phone. Should I? uh, I will call her back momentarily. All right. That is, looks like I better be getting on that one. um, so, but yeah, basic training, you learn basic marksmanship. I learned it um, freshman year, junior high, and ninth grade. Um, I was still in junior high, but they bused us all to high school for the ROTC program, the junior ROTC program. So I learned all the basic marching, and yeah, I'm gonna answer that one. But I'm gonna give it a minute. I'm gonna finish up here. But yeah, now she will. She'll be all right for a few minutes. Um, she she'll be all right for a little bit. But anyhow, I look to do another one of these here in the near future. I don't know when. Thank you for showing up. Thank you all who come in later and watch. And I'm going to try and do more content, but I am kind of limited because my phone no longer wants to take audio when I try and do videos. So I'm kind of limited to this at the time, at this moment. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Call the missus back. I'm out of here. God bless.